Hello, and thank you for attending this session about ESOL Accommodations for ELL students, or English language learners. If you missed something in the presentation, do not worry, a copy will be shared with you on Google Drive. Students for whom English is not their mother tongue are called English language learners. From the beginning of the school year, ESOL teachers check home language surveys which have been completed by parents upon registration. If a language other than English is indicated on the form, new students will be screened to see if services are needed. ESOL teachers will consult with classroom teachers to determine the level of service that a student receives. Students are served based on their level, either pulled from class or indirectly through consultation and collaboration between the ESOL and classroom teacher. At the elementary level, students who are served are normally pulled directly out of class, while middle and high schoolers may be offered ESOL classes for credit. Here are the English language proficiency levels. It is helpful to be familiar with these benchmarks when planning accommodations for students. At Stage 1, students may not have any English skills at all, or very limited comprehension. At Levels 2 and 3, language begins to develop as well as social interaction, but academic language is still very limited. At Level 4, students' oral language is well developed, and in Level 5, students are speaking, reading, and writing with near fluency. Still, at these stages, focus should be put on students' reading comprehension and writing. The acronym BICS refers to the acquisition of social and conversational language. Many times, teachers do not even realize they have an ESOL student because their social language is so well developed. Students with prior schooling and with a rich literacy environment can become communicatively competent in 2 to 5 years, while others may take even longer. CALP refers to academic language acquisition, or language for academic purposes, and can take much longer even if the two develop concurrently. Students may speak without any trace of accent but still be far behind their classmates in academic language. Students who have had limited or interrupted instruction, or who are not fully literate in their native language, will take even longer to acquire BICS and CALP in English. General accommodations are important when planning your lessons, as well as assessing your students. Your ESOL teacher will work with you in setting a general guideline of what is necessary. Here are some examples of accommodations for assessments, reading tasks, and vocabulary exercises. Both the ESOL teacher and the classroom teacher will sign the accommodations plan online in Enrich. The directions for signing the accommodations forms are simple to follow. Using the portal, go to Enrich, find your student, and look under the Programs tab. You will be editing the most recent draft, and the ESOL teacher will finalize the document. Click Save after signing. If you do have any difficulty, contact your ESOL teacher for assistance. Additional accommodations are essential to include in your instruction. This visual shows some examples such as adapting tests for level, showing connections to their primary language, and differentiating through modified texts and academic choice. WIDA standards are divided into 5 categories of English language development. Think about your students' communication skills as you are teaching them, or just having a social conversation with them. Also, observe students' interactions with peers. The can-do descriptors are divided into listening, speaking, reading, and writing with levels 1 to 6. Think of these as I can statements that you want your students to master. Mapping out can-do descriptors is imperative to identify where your ELLs are and how you should be creating accommodations for them. Next, you will see how to do the mapping. Let's say a student scored 2.8 in writing, a 3.2 in reading, a 6, which is the highest score in speaking, and a 4.7 in listening. The dots show the scores and where they fall on the can-do descriptor chart, and then lines are drawn to connect them. MPI stands for Model Performance Indicators and are essentially student objectives written with 3 parts. The language function is the skill you want the student to learn or practice. The instructional support is the job aid or tool the student will use. And the content stem is related to the subject students are learning. On the next slide, you will see an example of how to write an MPI. Here is a mini lesson plan written using the 3 parts of an MPI. Label pictures is the language function. A word bank is the instructional support, and the content stem is safety precautions for severe weather. The flower model is a great visual to show the 3 parts: language function, content stem, and instructional support. Some teachers like to keep this in their lesson plan binder or have it printed poster size and put on the wall. As with all students, communication with parents is the key. The ESOL department will have district support staff who can assist you with translation and interpretation services. Parent advocates are Cristina Vivas, Magali Torres, and Lindsay Paredes. There are a variety of ways to help with the language barrier, so please reach out to your ESOL teacher to help put you in touch with someone who can assist. This is a summary of tasks that you need to complete following this presentation. Be on the lookout for any additional correspondence from your ESOL teacher, and don't hesitate to ask if you need any help. From the entire ESOL team, thank you for all that you do for our ELLs.